Hi, good afternoon. This is Ms. Ramirez, and welcome to our Sara Della Croce memorial ceremony. And we're about to get started. So please sit back and enjoy the show. Sit right here, pretty girl. Before then. Oh, she was in before? Firecracker. She would not have danced and one day everything. Good. I'm gonna let her I haven't seen her since 1970. Oh my God! That's true. She looks just cool. I know. Hey. Aren't they awesome? Just awesome. I was 72. Yeah. She's not. Very good. Get on in further. Are you having up chairs? Yeah. You tell me. Sit right here. Yeah, you're going to get to sit down here. Sit okay? Yeah. Oh, what's your name? Hello? Hi, Jimmy. How are you? Good. How are you? We're fine. How are you? I'm good. Oh, okay. Good. And Sherry's out of town. Sharon's going to try to join us through, we're live in Google Hangouts, so she was going to try to access it. Yes. So hopefully she won't miss it after all. I hope not. Hey, welcome. You want to sit over here by Jim? Is your sister? I will sit, yes, I will sit right behind you. They sit available right here? Yes. I like those all around, like panoramic, because I put it in Facebook. How do you know if anybody's joined us? Oh, you don't? It's good. I have. Then you'll live in
Are the mic's gonna move?
Yes. My sunglasses.
First one I don't know.
Oh, I know.
Belly belly. She goes on her belly this front, so that's easy.
They just do that.
Wait, the first picture starts.
No, I want it to be here. I had seen something.
Beautiful children. Just look at these kids. My mother would be so proud. Mother would be so proud. Here goes, right here. It's right here. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Rosie Guerra, and I am the principal here at Victor Fields Elementary. I would like to welcome our students, our staff members, and our guests that are both physically here and those that are here live by Google Hangout. Several months ago, I did receive a phone call and was informed of a donation that we would be receiving in honor of a former Fields teacher. And so began our journey to learn about this teacher and her life. Leading us on this journey today are two fifth-grade students. Please help me in welcoming Sofia Tavares and Ruth Ricardes.
Good afternoon. I'm Ruth Ricardes. And I'm Sofia Tavares. We would like to welcome all students, staff, and distinguished guests to Victor Fields Elementary. So Ruth, do you know why we're here today? Actually, I do. We're here in honor of a very special woman. Her name was Sara Della Croce Meyers. Miss Della Croce was born as Sarah Albin in Tipton, Missouri on July 4th, 1919. Yes, in fact, she was a teacher here at Victor Fields Elementary. She was a loving and caring woman to all her students. She gave 23 years of service to the students and families of McAllen Independent School District. Today we take time to honor her memory and to also accept the donation given to our library on behalf of Miss Della Croce's friends and family. We would like to begin our ceremony today by going back in time to a wonderful era called the 60s and 70s when Miss Della Croce was a teacher at Fields Elementary. We would like to present a group of Flashback 60 students who created an iMovie time machine. That's totally groovy. Check it out. Good afternoon. I am Valeria Gonzalez, Gabby Avila, Catherine Rios, and Jessica Benitez. We are here to present a project that has been chosen as the winner for our thoughts of the 1960s and 70s. We all hope you'll enjoy our video. Thank you. The 1960s, they wanted peace. Peace out, everyone. The dresses were super cute. And Elvis was king of rock and roll.
I'm gonna stick like glue. Stick because
And the Vietnam War was on everyone's mind.
I'm gonna run my fingers through your long black hair. Squeeze you tighter than a grizzly bear.
And now in the 1970s. Super groovy. Let's get the party started. Their world wasn't so colorful. The Jackson 5, they were really famous in the 1970s. and everybody wanted to be a rock star. Thank you, Sara Album, for attending Victorfield Elementary and for appreciating our behaviors and peers. You have made a big change in our school since the first day you stood in Victorfield Elementary School. Thank you for spending most of your time in taking care of your students and teaching the best you could teach.
That was a very groovy movie.
Hey, that rhymed!
Oh yeah, it did. Did you know Miss Della Croce's family provided us with a box of her most treasured cards and pictures?
Yes, I did, but you know what's really cool?
No, what?
Some of our first graders took some of those cards and created a beautiful art display for our school.
How awesome is that?
So let's have our first grade students come up here and present their project.
Wow, Sophia, you weren't lying. That was super cool.
You know what else is super cool?
Is it that Miss Della Croce kept every single letter and picture a student ever gave her?
Oh my gosh, you literally just read my mind.
Yep, I'm sidekick.
Really? So do you know what's going to happen next?
Of course I do. I'm going to eat a sandwich.
No, not that. We're going to watch a slideshow of some of those pictures we found in Miss Della Croce's box.
Now let's see Fields Elementary through Miss Della Croce's eyes.
If you ever find yourself stuck in the middle of the sea, I'll sail the world to find you. If you ever find yourself lost in the dark and you can't see, I'll be the light to guide you. Find out what we're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me, not 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you. Like 4, 3, 2, you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh, yeah. If you're tossing and you're turning and you just can't fall asleep, I'll sing a song beside you. And if you ever forget how much you really mean to me, every day I will remind you. Oh, find out what we're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me now. 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you. Like 4, 3, 2, you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh, ooh,
Wow, things sure have changed since the 70s.
How did you guys last without air conditioning? Did anyone see themselves in any of these pictures?
We saw Brandon. Did you see his daughter?
Great. Hey Sophia, did you know we have some very talented poets in our school?
Really? Who are they?
These 2 talented 4th grade students wrote their own original poems in memory of Miss Della Croce. Please give a warm welcome to Valeria Gonzalez and Gabby Avila.
Hi, I'm Gabby Avila, and my poem is entitled An Inspiration, and I wrote this as if I were a student in this Della Croce's class. I am happy that you are my teacher. I enjoy each lesson you teach. As my role model, you inspire me to dream and to work and to reach. With your kindness, you get my attention. Every day, you are planting a seed of curiosity and motivation to know and grow and succeed. You help me fulfill my potential. I'm thankful for all that you've done. I admire you each day, and I just want to say, as a teacher, you're number one. Hi, I'm Valeria Gonzalez, and my poem is entitled You Believed in Your Students. I wrote this to thank Ms. Della Croce for all she did for her students. Thank you for your kindness. You were the best. We will keep your memory alive till the very end. You believed in your students, and they believed in you. They achieved their dreams, and it has so much to do with you. To the last of time, we won't forget about you. You did through your students, we appreciate you. You're the best of the best, the most of the most, and the most caring. Remember you forever. Yours truly, Victor Fields Elementary.
Weren't they just amazing? Yeah, they were, but I could do a little poetry too if I do say so myself. Really? Show me then. Roses are red, violets are blue. I'm pretty sure I'm a better poet than you. Yeah. Anyways, let's see what her students have to say about her. But before we get started, we have one announcement. As we all know, we all love our technology, but sometimes it can be our biggest enemy. There were some technical difficulties with Judge Charlie Ochoa's interview footage, and it accidentally got erased. We apologize dearly for the incident. Now we may go on with the project. My fellow students and I have interviewed some of Ms. Della Croce's ex-students, and we decided to put together a iMovie of all the interviews. Now let's get on with the show.
One you really look at, and that was Mrs. Della Croce.
Della Croce is one of my favorite teachers here at Major Fields.
Inspiration. I mean, I think she's definitely inspires her students. I think that would be the word I would use. She definitely knows how to inspire her students to get the best out of them.
I would say caring, because she really did care about her students. I remember her kindness. She was extremely one of the nicest teachers you have ever met. And that was her best quality, I think, because she was able to teach you and be your friend also, and be your mentor, all in one. She just did it a special way, and so that was one of her best qualities.
Teacher, very, she was loving, she was sweet. Now, she was firm, you know, she wasn't a teacher that let you get away with, you know, let you get away with not doing your work. But she was just very, very loving.
Caring because she truly cared for her students, cared to teach her students, and I think she had a very kind heart, very kind heart.
She talked to my mom. She started tutoring me after school and giving me books to read, reading with me. She also helped me get a tutor at home that would go help me in school, you know, for my schoolwork. And she just started giving me attention that I had never received before. And that changed everything for me. It changed my whole life because all of a sudden I started getting my fifth grade year. And so all year long I have this amazing teacher, right, that just changes. It changes me. All of a sudden school is fun. I want to come, like you say, I want to come to school. I want to do better for her.
You know, she taught me to succeed in life, and you know, she taught me to have values, and I'm sure she impacted a lot of people's lives.
A willingness to help each of her students and find out what each of her students needed, and that's, you know, that's something that a teacher that does that is amazing.
At 10th college period and achieved, you know, higher education, she definitely, I think, spurred me on towards beginning to think about that. You know, it's kind of hard when you're as young as you are, and you're born in the mid 6th grade, and you even think about being college someday. But I think just through working with her and kind of realizing I could achieve whatever I put my mind to, and her instilling those things in me, that definitely fed into later, you know, knowing that I could go to college and I could do it.
She always tried to help you get through what you were experiencing.
She was. She really had a passion for teaching and for caring about her students. I enjoyed having Mrs. Della Croce as one of my teachers. It's something that I'll never forget and will always be part of my life.
It's the end of her life when she was ill. I went to visit her at the nursing home one time, and I just, you know, I held her hand and I told her how much she meant to me because she really, really changed my life. Thank you. She really did. She changed my life.
It sure does look like those students will always have a special place in their heart for Miss Della Croce. Now let's get all fancied up with a tuxedo that kindergarten made. Not a tuxedo, a tagxedo. I don't really think I know what that is. You'll see. Let's have the kinder kids come teach Sophia a lesson. And here is their tagxedo. Oh, so that's a tuxedo. Well, now you know. And now let's, hey, that's my line. No, it's my turn. Rock, paper, scissors. You just forget it. And now, if anyone would like to come. Oh, sorry. Now let's introduce 5th grader Isabella Valero. She will be informing us more about the very generous book donation and talk about a wonderful project our class did.
Thanks to Miss Della Croce's friends, Mr. Gary and Mrs. Pam Poubelle and her family, Mrs. Mary Lou Fair, who made a donation to our beautiful Fields Elementary Library. With these donations, we were able to make a purchase for new books in our library. Each book has a label that says, "Let's read, Sara Della Croce, 1919-2013. We hope that many of our current and future field students will read, enjoy, and respect these beautiful brand new books. As a class project, my peers and I used the message in these books to make connections to Miss Della Croce. One by me is from The Keeping Quilts. She was like a quilt, wrapping people's hearts with herself, spreading warmth and joy into people's lives. She saw those who needed help and wrapped them in a blanket of kindness and made them feel welcome." Another one is by a student, Eduardo, who did the giving tree. Miss Della Croce was like the tree. She gave everything to make her students happy, like the tree did to make the boy happy. The students and staff wants to once again thank those for the generous donation for our library. We hope these books bring joy to current and future field students, as Miss Della Croce did for her student. And before you leave, we want you to take a moment to admire the donated books on the shelf behind you. Thank you.
And now, if anyone would like to come up to say a few words about Miss Della Croce, we invite you to do so at this time.
I want to say first, kids, you did an amazing job. We wanted to give the family something just to remember this special occasion. And you know what your mom meant to me. She was, for those of you that didn't know, I came from Cuba. I couldn't speak English. I was having such a hard time in school. And Mrs. Della Croce just took me under her wing, and after that, it was uphill all the way. She took me to her house. I don't know if that's when I met you the first time, Mary Lou. She took me to her house. She was just an amazing teacher that changed my life. And one of the things that I always be grateful for is that I got to tell her that. Every time I ran into her, the articles I wrote about her, because I really wanted her to know how special she had been to me. So I'm so happy to be here. Thank you all very much.
Good afternoon. My name is Melba Fuentes. I had the privilege to teach alongside with Sara. I've been with the district 36 years, and all with McAllen, and my first year was here at Fields. And so one good thing that I so do remember Sara was her willingness to help. I was 20, I'm dating myself, 21 as a first year teacher here, and she was always there to help coach us to continue to do the best that we could as teachers. So I was here at Fields for 10 years, and then I moved on to administration. I became an assistant, and then I became a principal. And so from Austin Elementary, that no longer exists as an elementary, I was then moved on to Navarro. And if you remember, in Navarro back some 20 years ago, we moved into a year-round calendar. Well, I was that principal that made the move to try 3 or 4 McAllen schools with a year-round calendar. And so the Monitor did an article, and they spotlighted me, and I came out in the paper. And so because of that article, I had several phone calls. And one of the things that I will treasure most of all was the delivery of a dozen roses. And those were from Sara. And Sara telling me how proud she was of me and my accomplishments. And I have to also attribute a lot of my success to her willingness to serve as a mentor teacher for all of us here at Fields. So again, know that she will have a special place in my heart.
I'm the one that was defeated by technology. And I was listening to the video, and I was trying to remember some of the questions that were asked, and I think one of the questions was, what did she be, how did she treated you, or how she made you feel? And I think with her, as a 3rd grade kid, she made me feel special. And I'm sure, I listened to stories, and I've had some of the pictures sent, from Sharon and others of cards that she kept. And of course, I didn't realize that she did that with everybody, but it made me feel special. And there was two, I think I shared this with you, Mary Lou, but there was two incidences that I really, as a third grade kid, it was real meaningful to me because my parents had gone on a trip to Japan. And, back in those days, my parents were both running their business and it was getting off the ground, and they worked all the time. So my mother wasn't the traditional homeroom mom, but she invited them to come, tell our class about their trip and share artifacts that they had brought. And boy, to a third grade kid, that made you feel like you were, also important. And there was another time that I had sprained my ankle riding my bicycle, and I missed we went on a field trip to the air traffic controller here at the airport. And when the semester was over, she came to my house, picked me up, took me to IHOP to have breakfast, took me to her house, and we visited, took me there. And boy, I felt like I was so special, but now I know she took somebody else to her house. So. Anyway, those are the two parting comments that I wanted to share.
Well, I'll just say a couple of things. I will say that Miss Della Croce, this is more for the teachers here. I know all the students, you guys had a great inspiration in Miss Della Croce, but, for the teachers and the family, I will say this, and I'll start off by the disclaimer, I always had pretty good grades, mostly A's in elementary school, but I was a pretty rambunctious kid. And got in trouble a few times, not bad stuff, but just horsing around. And, Miss Della Croce, despite having sent me to the office 2 or 3 times, during 3rd grade, whenever I came back, she always gave me a hug, always talked to me about why I was sent to the office, and I always respected that. And it was something that, I think is somewhat lost with some of the teachers these days. Because you don't want to do that, but because you get so wrapped up in the testing. It's all about testing and about stars and about all these things. You get so wrapped up in it that a lot of times that tenderness with students, I won't say gets lost, but sometimes it gets put on the back burner because you have to be stern to make sure that they get their test reviews in. And so I will say this, if you can continue that quality that she had with students and the follow-up, as I got older, like Charlie and everybody else said, she would send me little cards, I saw that you graduated, I saw that you, from not only from high school, but from college, and she was just great at the follow-up, very tender, and somebody that really made you feel like she was genuinely interested in you and genuinely interested in seeing you succeed. So I encourage the teachers to take some of those qualities and try and work with the kids as best they can to do what she did. So anyway, y'all did a great job.
Once again, we'd like to thank you for joining us today as we celebrate the life of such a wonderful woman, mother, grandmother, wife, and most importantly, educator. Please join us for some refreshments and also in viewing our donated books that are behind you. Thank you.